Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the live feed. As always, we appreciate your time you spend with us. Comment if you have any comments. Criticize if you have any criticisms. Do your best.
Yep, so this is our song of the day.
I'm Jeff. This is my partner Hushin. Song of the day,
What do we got here?
Iron Man, Black Sabbath.
Alright, this is Jeff's pick today. Jeff, why'd you pick Iron Man by Black Sabbath?
Because you didn't pick anything.
I couldn't think of a good song for today.
I don't know why, but I was thinking about Ozzy, and his the very soft bed that he sleeps in every night that America built him, and how recently he started criticizing us and talking about what a terrible and scary place America is. So he and his family have turned tail and have chosen to run back to the kingdom, apparently. But of course, there are still concert dates ongoing for, the ultimate senior citizen. Anyway, enough of that.
So he moved back already, or he announced he's moving back?
They just announced it. Who knows what they're doing?
That's
They're
a
too
publicity
busy.
stunt. Nobody ever leaves. It's too good here.
Every kid that he has, they're all on TV. They all got their own shows. They're not going anywhere. But just for them to up and, talk about how terrible America is when we made the bed that they lay in, we paved the golden path for them. Land of milk and honey, brother. Get used to it.
Yep. Anyways, alright. So that's our song of the day. Jeff, you let it all out?
I'm good for now.
Good for now. Alright, so just a quick update of what we were discussing yesterday. I think this has been pretty much everywhere, all over the news
Yep.
at this point. But let me just pull up our... So Jeff, I'll let you take this one. Trump pleading not guilty. Everyone knew he was going to plead not guilty. That's not a surprise.
No.
I think we were let down because we didn't get that mug shot. The whole world was waiting for that mug shot. And
I
then
don't
last
need it.
minute,
I don't need
the
it.
attorney general was like, no, it's okay. We know who he is. We don't need one.
They don't want it because everybody would be having T-shirts saying Trump 2024 with the mugshot photo.
Yeah,
So that's why they don't
pretty
want
much. I really think so. I think it would have been made into T-shirts, stickers. It would have been like the
it. Proudly.
rally cry. Yeah,
Proudly.
yeah. It would have been like the image to rally behind.
Yep. So here you have, Trump's lawyer. Then you have the New York prosecutor's office. Shame on them. They've broken new ground now by, not only violating his privacy and raiding his home, and they just, 2 impeachments and slam after slam, and nothing sticks. But I'm not surprised he pled not guilty, because guess what? He's probably not guilty. And I'll say it right now. So enough is enough, but beware what you wish for. Beware, because you opened Pandora's box. Another warning out there. What other president, what other attorney general from the past that I won't mention, like Eric Holder, who was held in contempt of court and never stood in front of a judge for it? You're going to get what you came for now. I rest my case.
All right, Jeff, I think you said it pretty well. So we'll move on from there. This is just a reaction video from, so we'll keep tabs on what goes on with Trump. I think the whole world is going to be watching this. So very interesting for us to watch.
Yep.
So, all right, we'll move on to the next one. This is something that I came across yesterday. I thought was hilarious.
Okay.
And I saw something. I'm like, something's not right over here. And I looked through the comment section. I was like, wonder how many people caught this. And it's pretty easy to catch. But Jeff, tell me what you think.
That's a challenge. Let's see.
All right, let's see.
So am I supposed to be noticing his lack of discipline or caring about the fellow shooters next to him and spraying them with brass? Or what
He
am
has
I
no
supposed to-
sights.
Doesn't surprise me. Okay, he has no sights. You want to know
What's
why
he,
I'm not
he looks
surprised?
like he's aiming. What's he aiming down? Look.
Yeah. You want to know why I'm not surprised? it ain't so hard to shoot without sights. I hate to tell you.
I'm not saying that it's obviously it's easy to shoot a gun without sights.
No, I didn't
But I'm
catch
saying
it. You're
looks
right.
like he's like aiming. He looks like he's aiming. So I look at the
If
comments.
this is the senior citizen's dumb because he didn't catch that he had sights,
Look at the
I
comments.
see
like,
plenty of other things he's doing that don't look great. So,
drum before iron sights and red dots is crazy.
of course.
I like that. That's true. He went and bought a drum before he bought iron sights or a red dot. That's listen. It's not. He's not thinking the wrong way. Let's put it like that. But yeah, he really does need to get some sights over there. Nice sights, bro. What exactly are you looking at?
Let's see some downrange shot. Maybe he's getting bullseyes every round.
You're very optimistic today.
You know, the truth is, in the past,
Yeah.
building a competition pistol, an STI base 38 Super, we got around to finishing, fitting, test firing, everything. We didn't have the slide cut for sights. We started shooting it, and the stupid gun, we would be able to, at 15 yards, hit 8-inch plates all day long with no sights, just looking over the top of the slide. And that gun remained sightless and went through many competitions in USPSA and local competitions.
Okay.
My buddy's Sightless Sonny. That was Sonny's pistol. But anyway, yeah, I missed the fact
That was his
he
name,
ended up-
Sightless Sonny?
No, the gun was.
Oh, the
we
gun?
called him
The
Sightless
Sightless
Sonny
Sonny.
when he ran the Sightless STI.
All right. Moving on over here, just through our little show that we have. I wanted to.
I think we're able to establish that Jeff's reaction may not be what Hushim has anticipated.
That's not what I was anticipating at all. I wanted you to get a little laugh and maybe crack a joke or two, but it's fine. Yeah, you went on the defense over there for this guy.
A little. I mean, he was sloppy and he wasn't paying attention, and he seemed a little bit rude.
I
with
couldn't
his
look
etiquette,
at I couldn't look at anything else other than the fact that this guy he looked like he was aiming down his sights. I mean, whatever. They're shouldering the weapon concept. Fine. Let's just move on because I did not get the reaction I thought I would get.
Perfect.
All right. Now going into less lethals, we did a little video about this the other day. Was like a week and a half ago.
The Burner EP.
Yeah, the Burner EP, in my opinion, when it comes to less lethal options, are incredible.
Yeah.
This is, in my opinion, the best tool that's out there for less lethal options. When you should go to less lethal, or when are less lethals applicable on a civilian level, is a question that we'll discuss at a later time, because I think most people watching this channel will say, well, I don't really see a situation where I will carry a less lethal tool over a lethal tool or weapon. So I think that there's the question of when you should carry this one not. Some people just want to carry this over a gun, and that's fine. I personally don't agree with that. Some places like in California, or California, as I like to call it, sometimes they're not able to carry these, just a simple Glock or something like that. So this is where it'd be appropriate, and then there are other places for it.
There's other places for it. Why is it that you can't carry it in conjunction with and give yourself the ability to counter various levels of force without going lethal immediately?
You're right, but outside of a law enforcement, from a civilian perspective, just an everyday carry, it's just too much. There's already a debate whether you're going to carry a spare mag or not. Are you going to carry a tourniquet or not? And now you have to worry about, should you incorporate a less lethal option? It just becomes too.
The world is too
much.
much. The world
is too much, but I think that it just becomes too crazy at that point. I mean, yeah.
Now, we did have a customer recently. They came in. They immediately made sure that we understood that they didn't like guns and were looking for something to, fend their way through the evil world without a firearm, which would just make the world more evil, apparently. We ended up actually selling them a Byrna. We demoed it for them. And they did take it. Apparently, these people, the husband had been receiving black eyes regularly at poker tournaments here in town. And so probably a good choice, because if he's involved in trouble that much, you're probably better off taking something that'll thump someone rather than a firearm.
So just go over what Byrna does. They kind of have like the good, better, best options. And the good is the EP, the better is the SD, and then the best is the LE model. A lot of people ask us, so just to answer quickly, the LE model is not restricted to law enforcement. It's just called the law enforcement model because that's one that they'll push to law enforcement for their purposes. It also has a faster feet per second rating. I think it's almost double the feet per second rating on the speed of the projectile.
And if I'm not wrong,
but the EP is plenty.
aren't the magazines 7 round in the LE model versus 5?
Let's check that out. Actually, I don't know for sure. Give me 1 second here. So let's see what we got here. It's a 5-round count. 5 count. Oh, where did it say upgraded?
It says upgraded, increased shot capacity, 40% shot capacity.
2 7-round mags. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Comes with 2 7-round mags right
Yep.
there. Okay, good call, Jeff. So yeah, it comes with 2 7-round mags instead of 2 5-round mags. So that's great. Me and Jeff tested it out. We got about 3 or 4 magazines. So we were doing a 5-round mag. So we got about 20 rounds on one air cartridge or CO2
In the
cartridge.
last few rounds, there was some noticed drop, but
Yeah.
they still burst on impact.
Yeah, but this is because it's so dynamic. This concept of shooting essentially paintballs filled with OC and CS, it's such a more dynamic tool than just a taser. I think that this is infinitely times better because you could use it in dynamic ways instead of just shooting the person you're trying to shoot.
And hopefully hitting them because
hopefully
taser's
hitting them.
limited capacity.
Yeah, limited capacity. The biggest thing for me, more than anything, more than shooting it through corners and stuff like that, and kind of gassing the person up or potentially breaking windows and
With the
gassing,
kinetic projectors.
Yeah, more than any of that is that the LE has an 80-mile radius, so it shoots accurately up to 80. Sorry, not 80 miles, 80 feet.
Okay.
It has an 80-foot. It has an 80-foot radius. The EP model, which is the entry level,
60 feet.
has 60 feet. Yeah. So I mean, with a taser, you have 20, maybe 30 feet if you're lucky. But
LE
it's
model,
about-
probably 30, 35, whatever.
So with the EP, you have 60 feet. I mean, you can't. When it comes to a safety circle, and we discussed this before, a person coming at you at 20 feet, which is like what a taser is about, they could get to you before you deploy.
2
the
seconds
tool.
or less.
Yeah. With 60 feet, I mean, you've effectively tripled your
standoff.
safety circle.
Yeah.
So someone's coming out at you, and you decide, hey, I'm going to maybe deploy my taser, and maybe I'm going to use it, maybe I'm not, but let me at least have it at the ready. You have to wait for the person to get so close to you that it's really a danger. And the question comes into, especially with the law enforcement, is that at what point is the person so close to you that you feel like your life is being threatened or not? And that's kind of a challenge for me. I'm sure that there's been precedents set in the court systems with, because I'm sure there's been cases where cops have shot at people when did they have a lethal weapon or not? Were they capable? Right? There's the 3 factors that have to go into consideration. It's intent, capability, and opportunity. So, at what distance do they have a true opportunity? With 20 feet, I mean, I would argue that they would. Again, I'm not an attorney. I don't know what I'm sure there's been cases about this. But at 60 feet, your opportunity has gone down significantly.
Sure.
So I think that that's really good because it's not just about legal actions and lawsuits and stuff like that, which is a big factor. But at the end of the day, it's am I going to live or not?
Well, and there's
which
been
is the most important thing.
And there's been, to expand on what you're talking about, there's been cases in the past where legitimate law enforcement shootings that simply disparity of force, meaning maybe a smaller woman officer versus a huge guy who was bearing down on her, and just if that person was able to take control of the situation and the officer gives them lethal force because they would have ability to access the pistol. So no, absolutely, the standoff distance is incredible. The chemical options and then the impact options together. The fact that a taser, there have been many. Need some water?
No, okay.
The fact that there have been many taser incidents where the hooks end up on loose clothing, not making a good contact, things like that. With this, if you're getting hit, anything solid, the chemical rounds are going to break. You're going to get that powder. The impact rounds are going to thump and push right through heavy clothing. So I agree. It's I can't think of a situation I would rather have a taser than this.
Yeah. So, here's our Byrnas. We have.
Meanwhile, we sell tasers.
We do sell tasers as well. I
But
mean, look, it's an opinion thing.
Reality is reality.
Yeah,
this is
my
something
opinion looking at it.
futuristic.
But we do sell the Byrnas. I think the Byrnas are slowly going to take over. Tasers
I
still have their
agree.
place. Look, with law enforcement and stuff like that, and again, just because there are legal ramifications to actions
Yes.
being taken, whether they're justified or not.
Yep.
I think that there's a lot of legal basis for tasers, and
Yep.
then I think that as these burners are rolling out and as incidents happen, hopefully there never will be, but in reality there always is. I think that we'll start to see, from a legal perspective, what the situation is looking like. For
Yeah.
this.
And I
So-
still think that, again,
I've heard some weird stories. I'll give you an example. We worked with a security company that is not allowed to use tasers. They specifically came for the burners, and I was like, let me tell you how great the burners are. I was like, say less, we want the burners. And I said, why? Why aren't you going with the tasers? They said, this is a true story. He said, we're not allowed to use the tasers because our insurance will not insure our security guards. Because if we tase somebody and they have a pacemaker or something, there's a risk that they'll get a heart attack and die. And the insurance doesn't want to cover the emotional damage of the security guard that killed somebody accidentally when they were intending to, neutralize them on a less lethal perspective. So we can't use tasers for that reason, because we're scared we're going to give the guy a heart attack accidentally, and we're worried about not about the guy that got a heart attack,
the reaction
and
of
his
the guard,
family going to sue.
the trauma.
Yeah, but the trauma of the security guard. Isn't that crazy?
Maybe
I didn't believe it. I was like, explain it to me one more time.
Insurance underwriter, that job, in developing insurance, it must be very interesting because you use your imagination all day long and imagine up scenarios. On the same hand with the Byrna. So you look at less lethal projectile weapons in the past, impact weapons used improperly can become lethal.
Yeah, of course.
There are
you could shoot
rules
someone
of
in the eye with this
engagement.
thing and make them blind also.
Or intentionally headshot with a kinetic round.
Yeah.
So
that
there
could be bad.
is a proper protocol.
This is
there are
definitely not a
rules
toy.
of engagement. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is
Absolutely.
this is not a toy over here. Let's be sure about that. Okay. So moving on over here, I have this is just something that you brought up. You wanted to spotlight this one, so I'll let you take this one away, Jeff.
Okay. Hey, a neat Swiss Tech gadget for $8.99, and I'm a tool hound. I have them everywhere. I'm surrounded by tools, buried in them. My family can't stand them.
Yeah, you're always walking around with a little toolbox. What is that?
I always got tools. Well, you guys are always asking me to fix your problems.
That's true. That's true.
So-
Thank you for bringing your tools around, because it did help me a lot.
There it is.
All right.
So, I saw that for $8.99. I was like, if I saw that on Amazon, I could buy it. So certainly, I could tomorrow when we come in, I'll get one from the warehouse.
All right. No employee discounts. You got to buy it at full price. Sorry,
I
Jeff.
never ask.
Good.
Senior discounts.
We'll
I
give
don't
you
ask.
We'll give you a senior discount. We will not give you an employee discount. All right. Just to be clear. And then this is something that I wanted to discuss. So we're gonna get some testing videos coming out for this soon, God willing. This is our new Battle Shield. It's basically, the way to describe it very simply, it's a mini ballistic blanket, if you will.
Yep.
And we put a handle on this. This is a really cool product. So many people are misunderstanding the concept behind this. It's a very lightweight, easily deployable shield.
Yes.
That's very small, so you could hide it, or not hide it, but you could put it in places that are very convenient for you to quickly deploy.
And it appears to be something else.
Yes,
Maybe
it's
an
low
artist,
profile.
easel bag or something, or a large laptop bag. Who knows? Yep.
So that's the concept behind this. What a lot of people are misunderstanding, and comment your thoughts below and your opinions on this product. But we're going to get a video to finally debunk it, like a Mythbusters style. So that's going to be coming out soon. So we're going to get a mannequin and stuff like that. But essentially, people think that if you get shot, so if I'm holding my shield, and if I'm taking rounds this way, it'll somehow fall and go down and hit my feet. What I should be more worried about is the guy just correcting his aim and just starting to shoot at my knees.
But you're talking about deflection, which doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen. It's just with ballistics, it doesn't happen that way. So what you have to understand is I think that we just have to see it on video for people that haven't seen such a concept. But
in a nutshell,
it doesn't go down.
Well, in a nutshell, what rounds that are stopped are captured in place at the point of impact.
Correct.
That's basically it. They don't migrate. They don't travel. They don't go around corners.
Yeah, so it's cool is that this is a 3A plus. So this will stop any special threat rounds like the
25% higher stopping capability than a level 3A.
So we had Mr. Guns and Gear. Now I'm going to try to find this video quickly, but we had Mr. Guns and Gear test out one of our 3A plus armor.
Mhm.
It's the same exact thing as this, and he basically, but it was our vests, just our concealed vests that we do. Same product, just cut in a vest.
In a different form,
And he
yeah.
shot it with 300 blackout subsonic, and it stopped it twice.
Good.
So I'm hoping that we could do a similar test with this, just to, test it again.
How about 5.7?
Yeah, he shot it 5.7 special threat rounds. It's rated 2. We've NIJ tested it for that, so all that's not surprising for me.
Yeah.
It's always you always want to watch it again because you want to constantly be testing your stuff. You
Sure.
should never be satisfied with just 1 or 2
But
tests.
rifle fire, that's impressive,
was-
albeit
yeah.
it's 300 blackout subsonic.
But it's not rated for that.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. It's still rifle fire. And my guess would be I would like to see what happens with, military type 7.6239.
Go watch
Just take a
Mr.
look.
Guns and Gears channel. I mean, I'm a huge fan here. Let's see if I can pull it up for us over here.
But when you look at this device and deploying it, and it's flexible, so you have the ability to manipulate it, bend it over, fire over the top, fire from the side. The handle design's ingenious because there's support for your forearm and the actual grip handle. So you have this solid portion of the panel that you're supporting with an arm. You can turn it, you can bend it. I mean, it's amazing.
Try to find this video for us over here. 3A plus.
On top.
No, that was. Well, I don't think he shot it with 300 blackout.
Oh, okay.
With that one. Let me see if I can find this thing quickly. Let's get this one up for us, guys. 3A vest.
Oh, you got 10 more seconds.
Yeah, 10 more seconds, then we're moving on. Alright, let's see. Battle steel.
And I can't say enough about Mr. Guns and Gear, a guy that you get just solid information from without a lot
Oh, I
of-
think it was the 3A
of
that
the
he shot
fluff.
that stopped the 300 blackout.
To the backside, that's just for video purposes. It's not because people
Mm.
can't handle it.
Let's see if I
but
can
we
find
have
this.
a one-ounce
I'm a huge
slug
fan of
on
the
that
channel.
vest, and,
Yep.
see how she likes that. One thing about the
He's a guy that informs you with him,
good for these kind of
brings
things
you
is
along
they
for the
don't
ride,
stop
and
you.
not bravado and
Those shotguns
unnecessary
are
talk like we do here.
Yeah, pretty much. What is
Yeah,
he?
work the loader.
That's a shotgun. Oof. It's 12 gauge. Did he shoot this thing with 300 blackout at the end?
So
I think this is
I've
the
ever
like,
actually hit 3A with a slug before. That was the first one. That was a copper slug, just for those of you guys wondering. So it's
I don't
not
know if the
gonna
mic is
deform
the
or
mic
anything like
picking
that
this
very
one up.
easily. It's like a lead one would. And we definitely hit it with some force. Once again, though, it did not actually go through, but it deformed it so much that it tore it. I wasn't thinking that was going to happen. The reason I flipped it over was so it would be easier for you guys to
and this
see
is our 3A, not even our 3A plus,
Right.
by the way.
along.
Right.
But of course, we tore it. Actually, a 7. So full length.
So here's the
barrel.
5.7
And,
for you, Jeff, that you were asking about.
I have no idea if it's going to go through or not. Let's find out. Let's check it out.
Basically like shooting this thing with a little needle.
That's what 5.7s do.
I have not looked at it. You guys are going to find out at the same time.
They
I do.
shoot
So there's our
needles.
entrance. And then, I don't know. Let's find out. don't
think
know
it
if that's
stopped it.
or not.
So,
So this is our 3A stopping the special
Do
threat.
that for sure.
This is our 3A battle steel that's performing. Again, it's not rated for.
but is this the
We don't.
one
say that it
SR
will.
127 or is this the restricted ammo?
I don't know. I think he,
Yeah.
he mentions that earlier in the
Hopefully it shows
video.
up on camera, but that
That
one-
will let people
No.
watch, but
That's it. It
Stopped it.
yeah, it
It
stopped.
it.
Nice.
Pretty impressive. Once again, continuing on with
Here.
things that this is not rated for. 220 grain Remington, open tip match, subsonic 300 blackout.
There we go. Yeah, so this is that video. So this is again Mr. Guns and Gear channel for everyone that's watching. You go ahead and watch the full video on YouTube.
And so the 3A
So as you guys saw,
Plus-
that one high.
is above and beyond.
Is above and yeah, it's 10 extra layers. If people want to understand what it
Yeah.
is, it's just 10 extra layers of polyethylene that we put on there. It's
And
all
it
made in
doesn't, it
USA.
increases the weight a little, it increases the thickness
I mean,
a
marginally,
little. Yeah.
marginally.
Let's see if I can feel the bullet. There's definitely
and it's not that much more expensive.
But all of our soft armor is
I think
very
it's like
lightweight.
10% more expensive.
You guys can probably see the bullet.
Look at that, it stopped it.